We are here. We have made it to the end of the pre-3 extravaganza. For the reactions, I still have the predictions to do, but the series of watching the old conferences is going to end here. And what a way we are going to end it today. You know, there's a lot of mess in the back. Can't really see it. But you know what? It signifies what we're going to be watching today. So, I talked about it last time, but today we are watching the Konami E3 2010 press conference. This is a very, very well-known conference for how embarrassing and bad it went. Like, imagine a conference with everything goes wrong. The production, the people on stage, nobody knows what they're doing. It's awkward and embarrassing and really just leaves a bad mark for your company. Now, of course, nowadays, I really do not like Konami. They treated Hideo Kojima like garbage while he was working there, and have done a lot of things in the past few years that have just really angered fans and left kind of a bad taste in my mouth with certain actions they've done. So this is going to be a fun conference, not to watch, but more to see Konami kind of, it's like, yes, yeah, so you guys get. So I'm looking forward to this one. This is the longest one, so get ready. And of course, there's highlighted versions on YouTube of this conference. We're not doing that. We are watching the whole conference from start to finish. I'm going to try to watch all of it. I don't know if I can. If I have to tap out, I'm going to tap out. But I'm going to try my best to watch this whole thing. So without further ado, let's switch over and let's start this thing.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Ooh.
My name is David Daniels. I'm the head of Konami U.S. Marketing. Thank you so much for joining the 2010 Konami press conference. Purely out of curiosity, how many people were here last year? Just raise your hands. Wow, pretty good show. What about for our Gamers Night that was a few months ago in San Francisco? Just show of hands. Not many. So that's good because this is going to be a really good show
pivotal, great start to this thing.
That was revealed in that Gamers Night.
What a great start to this conference,
for those of you that did see that, we're going to have an even bigger show for you today. We have great partners that are attending, some distinguished guests, VIP partners.
Hey, what did they film this in like a college?
But most importantly, the media is
like
here.
in the lecture
we're really
halls.
excited.
Like,
we know you have so much news to report on.
Kind of a
event,
weird
so
place
we're really excited
to do
that
this.
You took time out of your day to attend our press conference. Just some general housekeeping for everyone in the room, including myself. Please reach in your pocket, gentlemen, grab your cell phones, and make sure they're on either vibrate or preferably off. Ladies, please go inside your purses.
This is kind of weird as the start of the conference because like this is live streamed at this point.
That can't attend the entire
like why not do this off stream? Because this isn't something that like really comes over well for those watching at home like
if
me.
You're exiting on this side of the room, it's a little tight, so just be cautious.
Like, can you imagine if Sony's conference started off like this? Like the conference started. Hey, so turn your phones off and do this.
Any noise that you make in the room will be broadcast on the internet live, so be conscious of that. If not, you might end up on the internet in a sound at least, and we don't want that to happen. So please, yeah, you don't want to do that.
There's going to be a lot of laughing as well. I don't know why they said that. That's kind of weird.
Thank you.
Like, don't make any noise. You're going to be on the internet forever. You don't want to look like a fool. And this conference is the one that they say that at. Like, you don't want to look like a fool here. When this conference is nothing but fails.
Up, down, L, R, L, R, A, start.
You have now successfully entered the Konami code.
That is really stupid. I know why they did it, but yeah, Pro Evolution Soccer. The game that still gets put on PS2 for some reason. And I think they finally stopped in like 2014, but it's still kind of nuts that PS2 was still getting games at that point in time. That SingStar. Oh, Def Jam Reps. Oh, I forgot all about that game. I forgot, like, oh, we're not going to make another Def Jam fighting game. We're just going to make a rapping game. Like, Give me Fight for New York again. And look at all these games. Remember when Konami was actually making games like before they started with the pachinko machines? Oh, Silent Hill. I ain't gonna- Metal Gear. Remember all this? Like, it almost seems weird to see Konami and like the word game next to them. Oh, Metal Gear Rising. Is that Castlevania? How much time can change in all these years? Like, I don't know if Konami would even have a conference at an E3 anymore. Like, they don't have really much to show.
Thank you all for visiting with us today. Welcome to the 2010 Konami E3 press conference.
What
My
was
name
that
is
text?
Shinji
It came
Hirano.
up so fast.
I'm the president of the Konami Digital Entertainment America. By now,
Oh, no.
you are aware of the
Oh.
dramatic change that is taking place in the
Oh,
entertainment
no.
industry. Just witnessing the first party
Already.
press conference during
I should, like,
E3,
start, like, writing
we
these
can see
down.
that
How
so
many of
many
these mistakes
opportunities
happen.
are coming.
Already, the
It's
first
creating a
starting
broad
one, the
range of
dude messed up the
customized
title
expectations.
way too early, and then he
This
put the wrong
surrounding
one.
Konami is bringing an amazing playing experience by connecting our passionate players with the content they want, whenever and wherever they want. Today, I would like you to feel that Konami is delivering strong lineup in a variety of formats that our fans desire, especially as we continue to grow our business footprint in more global market. Let me share 3 specific examples with you. Number 1, Konami original IP. You will see our core franchise, including Metal Gear Solid, Castlevania, Silent Hill, Dance Dance Revolution, and even classic Frogger on a variety of the platform.
Frogger? What did
Second
that
on the list, our world-class
I'm still never going to forget what they did with
we are
Silent
also
Hill.
excited to collaborate with a partner to deliver the content for broad audience.
That's really the point
appealing
where I
to the
lost all
variety of
respect
demographics.
for Konami when they
including
just straight up canceled Silent
Hudson.
Hills.
From the legacy of the Bomberman
It's like,
to their
why?
recent million-plus unit selling hit series,
You had the
Legacy,
perfect people
Def
working
Jam
on it,
Interactive, and 4MM
and you
games.
go and
Their
cancel the
new
game,
comprehensive Def Jam
and then
lifestyle
remove
experience,
PT from the store. Like, it's just,
with their Lucha
oh,
Libre
it still gets me a little
wrestling
heated. It's
product,
like,
where the
what
heart
could
of
have been?
Mexican wrestling come to life. All of these important relationships represents Konami's strategic partnership, engaging experience the fan desire. Finally, our licensing initiative. Konami was the first to receive the official license
Hudson,
from
what
CONMEBOL,
happened to Hudson?
South American Football
Hudson used to be a
Confederation.
great
Jack
studio. They haven't made
Porter
much of
would
anything
Libertadores.
of like in a long time.
In
Like,
our
I haven't
soccer
seen that
franchise,
name
Pro
in a
Evolution
while,
Soccer. It's a perfect fit for our growing market, Latin America.
especially on the
We are
NES. Hudson
also
made
proud
some
to
great
announce
games.
Another major license, just unveiled last week, Karaoke Revolution. This important experience will be coming through a partnership of one of the most popular TV series in recent years.
Oh,
Perfectly syncing
oh,
our
it's
match
not
to the
that popular
karaoke series.
anymore.
We have some other big announcements coming later in the year, but for now, let's turn our attention to our great lineup and get your heart racing. Enjoy our show.
Why did he walk? Oh, oh man. All right. Production mistake number 2. Oh, already. Oh man. We are only like, God,
So good they keep you waiting on the edge of your seat.
7 minutes in. Like, wow. This is actually perfect because this is like the best what not to do during a production. Oh, wrong thing. Like if this guy and the director of this was smart, he would have a list of all the trailers in order. And there's somebody who should be in the back queuing these up, like the graphic person.
I'm just going to talk to you instead. So, good afternoon. I'm the CEO of 4mm Games, creators of Def Jam Rapstar.
Wow.
We've had quite a ride, not just getting the thing going this morning. So, how many
they screwed up bad.
that get to work on something this massive from day one?
Ooh, I'd be mad if that happened.
Not many. We've pretty much broken every rule in the book to make this game. We signed a multi-year partnership with Def Jam. We got our money from not a traditional publisher. We've recruited a web, mobile, creative SWAT team in Manhattan to deliver this vision. And they work via web conference with
I'm still dying. This dude was sitting in the audience and had to walk up to the stage like that.
And
Like
then we work with Konami to do
it doesn't look good for
distribution
like the
this game.
viewer. Have him walk in from
But
the
frankly,
side.
what makes Def Jam Rapstar a revolutionary product is really how it's integrated into your life. So that every second that you might interact with a game, irrespective of where you are or what you're doing, you can. So think about this for a moment. You're playing a console game and you're sharing your gameplay instantly over the web with all your friends, irrespective of what social network they're on. Your friends are voting on your performances seconds later on their phones, and you're alerted on your phone that night if you won. Next time you turn on your console, you'll see all the comments they made, whether it's on their laptops or on their phones, right back on your console. Now, we think that's pretty cool. It's never been done before, and that game is Def Jam Rapstar. It's what we call a constantly connected game. So imagine how much virality that will breathe into console games that are otherwise, when you turn off the box, they stop. Someone will become famous with this game. So those of you who know this reference will know. So South Park will tell you that 1 million points in expert mode will make you famous.
I don't think that
But
happened.
it's an ironic joke. 1 million views on one of your video performances on defjamrapstar.com makes you a rapper, and there's no joke in that. Traditional game companies don't make experiences like this.
This idea is just really laughable. Just
So we
it's like,
don't get
listen,
why.
you hit a
So
million
that's really
views,
why
you're a
I'm
rapper.
genuinely
Like, what if they
to
just like you
thank
because you're
our
terrible?
partners on this product. So it's not
Like,
just
I don't think there's a
throwaway
single
thank
person
you,
who got big off like
you
Def
normally would
Jam
get in a speech.
rapper.
So those thanks are
Rap
really going
star.
out first and foremost to Konami. So, you know, why are we working with Konami? They pretty much invented music games. Guitar Freaks, Drum Mania, Beat Mania, Karaoke Revolution.
Stop bringing up way
Dance
better
Dance
games.
Revolution, and they're backing 4mm's vision.
Guitar Freaks and Beat
100%.
Mania are still arcade
Autumn
classics.
Games have a very unique position in the games business in allowing us to back such a big vision and to grow.
I wonder what this
the
Def
property
Jam
into
partnership
something
led to
which
afterwards.
would be a
Because I
much
feel
bigger franchise
it lasted
long
like this game, and
term.
that
My
was it.
co-founders Jamie King and Gary Foreman have known Terminal Reality for a very long time, for over 10 years when they published.
Man, Def Jam really should have just made another fighting game. I don't.
With them to do
It really is a shame
which
they
would
went
pretty
through
much break
this. 'Cause,
out a AAA title in 18 months.
like, Def
which
Jam
is-
Fight
which
for
is a
New
great
York is
achievement
just
for our first game
an
working
overall really good fighter.
One
Like,
last thing.
take the
So,
rappers
I don't
out.
think
It's a
Bob
really
was
good
quite
fighting
shooting
system.
for the
It's
socks,
really fun.
But we needed a partner who
Like
really,
Snoop
you know,
Dogg was the
didn't
best
just
person in
love
that game.
hip-hop,
I
but
tore
is
some
hip-hop.
my friends up with that game.
25 years ago, that company was founded.
Snoop
It
was a
called
beast.
Def Jam. And in this, their 25th anniversary year, what better time than now than to do something radically new with our man here, Mr. Russell Simmons. Thank you.
Oh, what's he doing here? Hey, so he didn't play the trailer, you know.
I was fucking with Nick about his socks, and I guess it stuck. All right. Anyway, it seems to me that it's such a big, giant white space. Like what we're doing, it seemed like when we first discussed it, so everybody's already doing this. I mean, it's not done yet, but people are already at work. And then we kept finding new, innovative ways to make it better, and all this technology and Nick and his partners were so generous with their creativity, their time, and their insight, and it just kept evolving. And now I think we have certainly in the music space, the most innovative game. And it's a game in a space where it seems to have been ignored. And it's such a big white space. It's the most obvious thing in the world, and it just seems here again. I mean, I'm looking at it.
I would have cut
something
away
that
from that
speaks right
guy
to this
zooming, getting a
generation,
better
something
shot.
that speaks right to their hearts.
Cut
but
to
for some
this, then
reason
when
the
this dude
establishment
zoomed
hasn't
in,
really addressed
then
it.
you cut back.
And so here we are again. We have these ways for kids to create their own music, their own videos, create their own careers, and express themselves in ways that have, over the years, have proven to me that these expressions have been a very important part of their mental development, their education process, and the way they relate to the world. Obviously, it's been a big social and political kind of input in this country. It's brought people together in ways that, so many ways.
Maybe
it's hard
on
to
one
even,
hand,
you
this
know,
idea
to
did
count,
work.
but
And
one
like,
of the
you
things I
get
think,
to like see people
benefit
express
of hip-hop
themselves with
is
like
that we have
rapping
President
this
Obama.
thing, but it's all like you're rapping other people's
and
songs.
the way that people learn to relate
Like,
to each
I
other.
wonder if
when
this
MTV put
mode
Run
had like
on
a freestyle
Run
mode where
DMC
you
on
could just
MTV,
rap over a beat.
it was like there were no black people.
Like, are
and there
people,
certainly were no people
producers
speaking
really
about
looking at people
the
on this?
kind of struggles that communities were having that were being overlooked. So there were voices for voiceless people. And it was so authentic that across so many boundaries in so many countries, and we opened up Def Jam offices all over the world. And these voices are still representing this underground, although they're so mainstream. And so kids in Beverly Hills are now speaking directly to kids in Compton, and you know, kids in Africa are speaking to kids in Israel, and it has been this great communication vehicle that no one saw coming. And so Rapstar, you know, although it seems like obviously just by the technology it's the best karaoke game in the history of karaoke, whatever that means, but it's the best, you know, in terms of what it offers, and you know, and what anybody has imagined that this kind of game could offer. But beyond that, the way kids are going to take to it. I was just talking to the sales guy, and he's already ordered 1 million mics, which I don't know if that's a big number, but shit. You know what I'm saying? That's like, since people don't know what it is yet, you know, I mean, even if they've seen it, even if the press has seen it, I
Shit,
think when kids
1 million
play with it,
mics?
they see it differently, you know, even better.
That's a lot.
So it's such
a
an
lot of money.
obvious thing, and it's so well done. We have the greatest partners, and I think the greatest minds in this business working directly on it. So, and then we're going to market the shit out of it, obviously, right? We're going to sell it, and I think kids will buy it, and the kids it'll promote itself. So for me, it's an honor to be here at part of a groundbreaking opportunity. I'm just kind of watching. I watch Lauren Wurtzer and the people at Def Jam, the branding people and the creative people go to work, and they looked like, you know, when they were doing it, the light bulbs were going off. Just kept going off. And the reason the light bulbs kept going off, because they said, damn, what if they did that? Like, why don't they do that? And why don't they do that? It's like, why don't y'all do this yet? So we're doing it now, and it's going to be a great, exciting experiment.
Yeah,
A lot
you
of
can already
people
tell this
follow,
wasn't
not
on
you, the press,
TV.
but a lot of video people will try to figure out how they can get in the
Russell
game.
Simmons is like,
But we're early.
can't put him on
It's a
live
trailblazing
TV. It's
game.
like, all right, you cannot
And,
swear.
that's all I want to say. I'm here
Yeah, I
to rep
got you.
it. So it's all
All
good. Thank you.
these shit
to
$1 million
everybody who
mics.
helped so far.
That's a long segment, all for this. Like, I haven't even seen footage of this game because they haven't shown it yet.
So I think we're ready to.
And the thing that sucks is he gave that speech about like how it's powerful for the game and get your voices heard, and it was all for Def Jam Rapstar. Like, it needs more. This message would work better in a better game.
Let's get lost tonight. You could be my black Kate Moss tonight.
Those guys sound just like Kanye. You should be honored by my lateness. Never even show up to the stage. Man, where is Kanye at? Like, where's this Kanye at when he was actually sane? Like, this song's still good. I still got a good beat. Like the sample on that. I might need to look this up after this video. I almost want to, like, now I have an interest to see if this Def Jam game actually took off. Like, I know it didn't, because no one was really talking about it. After, what are they doing here?
Rap star? He got what it takes to be a heavyweight amongst us? I'm a Def Jam rap
Go
star.
make
Look
How
at me, boy.
High 2. That's a better use of time than this. Yeah, I almost want to see now, like what happened to this game, because I heard like when it came out, it was kind of like big, and then it kind of just trailed off from there. Here we go again. Oh, okay, looks like they're actually playing it. All right. Are you allowed to feel pain? It's the question of luck. Live or die. Oh, there were a lot of wrestling games out there, and I have not played many of them. Like we're talking like WWE and maybe like some WWF games. Like I played those, but like I've only seen footage of this game. I watched some people play it a long time ago, like when it came out.
What a great crowd!
You know, this guy was mad. Like great crowd. Like you only say that when it's like a lot of people clapping.
This is not wrestling; it's lucha libre. I'm very excited to be here at Konami's press conference.
Oh, I think I remember this part.
My name is Federico
They
Beyer,
start
first-party
fighting on
liaison and
stage.
Director for Slang. The 2010 E3 Expo is a show of firsts. For us at Slang, this E3 is our first as a publisher. With the help of Televisa, we are excited to show off our first of several electrifying intellectual properties based on Hispanic pop culture. Lucha Libre AAA Héroes del Ring. You may have noticed that our booth has a huge ring in it.
Because we want these journalists to go fight inside the ring.
We're introducing you to the sport of lucha by hosting several real matches each day at the show. These matches will showcase the sport's rich tradition, passion, and authentic high-flying
I wish I kind of
action.
went to E3 2010. I could go.
The next match will take place at
It's like, oh, there's some
4:45
video
PM
games over
today
there.
in
Looks like
the
they're
South Hall
demoing some
at our
Wii
Slang
stuff.
booth.
Oh, look at that.
Come by and see the battle for
Guys
yourselves.
fighting in a ring over there.
Our development studios were
But
naturally
I'm sure that's not
inspired
the
by
weirdest
these
thing at an
key ingredients
E3.
and have created
I
a
always
Lucha Libre
hear
game
some
that
stuff
is
about
what
what
it should
goes
be,
down.
fun.
Sometimes on the show
Lucha
floor,
Libre
and it's
AAA
like,
Héroes del Ring will be available on
it's
the
a waste
Xbox
of money right
360,
there.
PlayStation 3, PSP, Wii, and Nintendo DSiWare platforms. And E3 will play home to an event unlike anything ever seen before. A real-life Lucha Libre Heavyweight Championship title match will take place here. The match will determine the cover athlete for our first game, Lucha Libre AAA Héroes del Ring. This
that's
match
actually not
will
that
be
bad.
televised.
That's kind of what?
The E3
actually
Heavyweight
tele-
Championship title match tomorrow is Thursday, June 17th at 1:30 at the Slang booth, number 2247
Do
in the
these
South
journalists
Hall.
even have time to do
The winner
this?
will be our cover
They're
athlete.
always
The loser gets
running on a
nothing.
schedule to get to these appointments.
With no further ado, I
don't
would like
think
to
any of them
introduce you
have
to the
time to
contenders
watch
for this Lucha
a
Libre
wrestling match in the
E3
middle of
Heavyweight Championship
E3.
title match. El elegido.
Boss, this seems like something they do nowadays. Now that E3 is open to the public, they
La
do
Parca.
something like this.
Silver King.
And Bruticus Mascicus.
Dr. Wagner cannot be at today's press conference, but will be on hand for tomorrow's championship battle.
This is a really
And
weird
now,
conference
well,
so
as you may
far.
notice, I have a scale here in the back, and we'll place in a weigh-in.
Wait.
So, el magnífico, el guapo, the chosen one, el elegido.
What is happening? What? They are really weighing these dudes on the stage right now. They could be talking about games.
290
Like,
pounds.
talk about Castlevania. You know, talk about Silent Hill or, you know, Metal
La
Gear.
calaca
Like,
tílica y flaca.
it's just so
Aparte.
weird. All right, let me add on to it. Yeah, if you notice during the Russell Simmons part, I was writing stuff down on my phone. I'm categorizing all different things.
Bien, bien, bien. Muñequitas, tranquilas. Aquí está Wagner, el megacampeón. ¿Quién será la nueva portada de Lucha Libre AAA? Héroes del Ring. Y mañana estará ahí en la Expo
Wait,
E3.
why isn't it full
apabullándolos,
screen?
Acabándolos. Mañana es el gran compromiso donde yo seré la máxima figura. La nueva portada. Lucha Libre AAA. Héroes del Ring. Bien, bien, bien. Porque recuerda que en mi casa y con mi gente se me respeta.
Hey, gentlemen. Hey, gentlemen. Save it for the ring. Save it for the ring. Because tomorrow. Hey. Save it. Save it for the ring. Save it for the ring.
Those slap
Tomorrow,
sounds.
1:45 p.m. All right, so I'll take it in the back.
Oh, all right. I gotta add a few things to my list now.
We're going. Let's leave now. Yeah.
Wow. What a brilliant segment. We're only 24 minutes in, and we've only seen 2 games. Actually, we only seen like 1 game. Not about 2 games. Like, I can't even say we saw the Lucha Libre game. They showed like 5 seconds of it. What a well-paced conference. They show 1 game, and it takes 20 minutes to like get through it all.
A doctor at a free clinic, pretending to help people in need. This would be admirable. Except for the fact that you steal pharmaceuticals and you sell them on the street. Your legs are attached to an elevator, and your arms to the ceiling. Balance the numbers using as few moves as possible. If you fail, the elevator will fall, tearing you in half. You feed off the addictions of the desperate and destitute, perpetuating a cycle of addiction that is difficult to break. Well, let's see what your breaking point is.
This is that point in time where they were still making Saw movies. Like, I can't recall. I'm still amazed that like they were still making Saw movies to this point. That a new one came out last year. Like, wait, he was in the games? Like, I've only seen like Saw 1.
Hi.
I was kind of amazed they even made a Saw 2. I didn't think enough people bought it.
Field said never
Because that
follow
first game
the
looked
dog act
really
or
like
a
poor.
child act, but he never said anything about following that. So I'm John Williamson, the producer and designer of Saw 2: Flesh and Blood. Once again, the team and I have
Okay,
revisited
they got the
sick,
titles right.
demented
They're
world of Jigsaw.
okay. They're getting
and
back
its
into the
traps,
swing of
and we
things.
have
They had a rough
returned with
start
more
production
action
wise,
for
but
both
they're
fans
getting
of
there.
the survival horror genre and fans of the Saw movies. This time around, we have not only Tobin Bell's voice, but his likeness, as well as music.
Please
from Charlie
welcome to the
Clouser.
stage, Tobin Bell.
All the minigames in Saw 2 are brand new, and we have a mix of both classic traps from the Saw movies and new traps made exclusively for this
the
game.
game.
The elevator trap that you've just seen exemplifies the action we are striving for in the game. The traps, or tests as Jigsaw calls them, are built on 2 primary pieces. A twist on everyday machinery designed to test a subject, coupled with an easy to understand but difficult to master minigame. The traps are not just a game mechanic. They also serve to expand on the story and often have an ironic reference to the character's flaws that have led them to this state where they are being tested by Jigsaw. The player must free these test subjects from their traps to proceed in the game.
I don't know why in my head I'm thinking of like a Willy Wonka Saw trap.
As mini bosses,
You stole
if you will,
fizzy
the
lifting drinks.
culmination of each
Charlie,
level.
you're poor. So now
This
you must
is
solve
part
this
of the
trap.
Saw universe, and
In
some
this room
characters
filled with
must
chocolate,
pass additional
you
tests.
must like.
So not every freed subject will greet you with open
No,
arms.
thinking about it, Willy Wonka and the
unless
Chocolate
they're
Factory
gonna
and
stab
Saw
you
are kind of
in
the
the
same
back.
movie almost.
As nothing in the
Like
Saw
you never
universe
see what
is
happens to
ever
those kids
exactly what
after
it
they
first seems. We
get
chose the
trapped. Like
name Flesh
Augusta
and
is
Blood
probably
for
dead.
its double meaning.
Like
Not only is there plenty of flesh and blood in the game,
how do
but
I even
you
get?
play as the estranged son
Let me get back
of
to
the
me
player character
focusing on
Detective
this. Huh?
Tapp from the first game, aka
I should learn
his
more
flesh
about
and
this. I don't know why I'm going off topic
Through a story
way
replete
far,
with
thinking of
twists and turns, double
random
crosses,
Willy
and
Wonka
false
stuff.
endings, we expand on the Saw universe, adding new characters and expanding on the highest.
Actually, you know what
grossing
conference
horror
is slow
film
when you start talking about
franchise of
stuff
all
that's
time.
not related to the show.
Saw 2 Flesh and
Like
Blood
Nintendo, I
will
was
be
talking about the
released this
games.
Halloween
Sony
for
talking about
PlayStation
games.
3
This
and
I'm
Xbox
going off about
360,
movies.
And
Like,
there's a playable demo in the Konami booth. And now for our next presentation.
oh, what a good presentation! Came out and said some stuff. Okay, fast, fastest one so far. Oh, I've been waiting for this part.
Hi.
Yes, this is the best one. This is the best part of the conference, easily.
My name is Tak Fuji. I'm a lead producer in the 99 Nights 2.
Yeah, 99 Nights was actually a pretty good game. We only played the
We're
first
very
one.
excited about our
But
upcoming release.
I never played number
June
2, but I remember
29th,
liking number 1.
3 weeks away. There have been many improvements since the last release in the 99 Nights in 2006. And I'd like to talk about a couple things about, well, it's going to be millions of the new features, but I have a limited time, so I will focus on these 3 new aspects of the game.
Limited
now.
time. That doesn't mean
The
anything in
first one,
this conference at
the
all.
Online co-op mode.
They're gonna go
you can
on and
compete
on.
in the online leaderboards and battle with armies of the more than 1 million troops. 1 million troops. Wow. 1 million troops.
See, I'll give it this guy. He's presenting it the way like this guy's just making it fun.
And also you'll see the difficulty.
But the
of
most
those
fun I'll
fighting
have this
from
whole
2 players
conference is
mode
this entire
and
section. So I
making
want to enjoy it.
even harder. And all new gameplay will be waiting. So please check out the co-op mode in our booth after the press conference.
Those are pretty sad too. Like you go out there, you show your game,
Number 2,
no one's
graphics.
clapping.
With the new engines, this game have enough power to display hundreds of the enemies on the screen in one shot. You will find many other games. Whoa. You will find many more enemies surrounding you compared to the other hack and slash titles. This is not originally hack and slash anymore. This is an extreme hack and slash title. Not funny. Number 3, gameplay enhancement. The game also requires
Extreme.
you to be very tactical. If you just continue to press the same button like X, 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 and Y, 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 and X, X, and Y, Y, Y again, you'll be sucked. Right? So with the increasing the difficulty and advanced levels, you are trying to find the right path to complete them all. And all the stages, you have different sets of the armies and the formations. You really need to think how they form and attack you, and must find where and how they come to you. Otherwise, all the enemies will be continuing to spawn, and you will be have the endless fighting, which is the main factor and the fun part of the game. But you won't be finishing the single stage, even you won't finishing the single level. So just be smart to finish it.
This dude.
Okay. Each boss has a different weakness point as well. So be tactical, be smart to finish it. Okay. Now I'm looking forward to seeing you all at the Konami booth, and please checking out the latest 99 Nights 2. It will be available in June 29th on Xbox 360. Now, let's check our latest trailer of the 99 Nights 2 Rock and Roll.
Okay, that was the best segment of the show right there, easily.
M for mature.
Like the second that dude walks up and he says hi, I don't know why. Anytime I watch those compilations, that's the part that kills me. He's just hi.
Among the remains of our people.
He has to point to them to clap at the game. It's just it's the best segment. So it's only gonna go downhill from now.
An assassin, led, a queen, Sephia, and a warrior, Galen. Tonight we rise.
I think that the real like big thing of this series is just how many enemies they could put on screen. It's like Dynasty Warriors. Like, hold on, we got them met now. Look how many people we got on our screen.
Unleash devastating attacks. Master incredible.
This game was actually on the Xbox One backwards compatibility. I'm almost inclined to give it a try, maybe. Cause I did play the first one, but it's like I never gave number 2 a try. Cause this is that point where I was kind of on PS3 only because my 360 was dying.
And now, for the next presentation.
Can they get to the next presentation? Oh.
Afternoon, everybody. How you doing?
This segment.
Was a surprise to many of you in the audience, but we are proud to announce the
this
first ever
segment.
Ultimatius game for the United States. Ultimatius Excellent. Ultimatius Excellent.
The way
is
this
an
guy
Xbox
sets it up.
360 exclusive title that will
It's so
bring
good.
back Konami shooters in a big way. Borrowing from the hardcore side-scrolling action of Gradius and the tongue-in-cheek fun of the Parodius series, Ultimatius Excellent is designed to appeal to both the hardcore shoot-'em-up crowd as well as players new to the genre. Save the universe with 9 lovely characters in Ultimatius Excellent. You'll be able to experience classic Gradius-style gameplay with a stunning update and challenge 2D side-scrolling shoot-'em-up gameplay like never before. Indulge in brilliant environments and art rendered in high definition, carefully overseen by famed Japanese manga artist Mine Yoshizaki. The sites are complemented by a slamming Konami soundtrack. Join up to 3 players over Xbox Live or on the same console as well. You can also team up with a friend or 2 in multiplayer to help obtain hard-to-get items. The title features a jam-packed gallery mode with unlockable goodies, and loads of exclusive downloadable content will be available through Xbox Live.
That's not something I want to hear here.
But this year,
yeah, you're gonna buy this game, and you got to buy even more stuff for this game right now.
Deeply
like,
anchored with the
just put it in
Gradius and
before the
Parodius,
game comes out.
An import shooter has never been this challenging, this attractive, or this accessible.
Oh, why did he say that
matter if
last
you
part?
Like the Noah and the Vic Viper,
So attractive.
Vic Viper, Tauron and the Lord British, you are guaranteed to have fun as you shoot the core. And now
You're gonna have
a sneak peek at
fun.
the girls of Ultimatius Excellent, coming this
And
winter exclusively to your Xbox.
You hear that
360
setup, and then you see the game, and it makes it all just way better. It's like, oh shit, Gradius shooter. Oh, this is gonna be great for hardcore, casual like this. You see this. Oh, that whole setup, and it's this game. Yeah, just stopping that. I wonder what the faces of the people in the audience are like. They're like.
And now for the next title I'd like to present.
I think I only saw footage of that game once.
To a very exciting project. Adrenaline Misfits is one of Konami's first Microsoft Connect titles. Our focus was on the family, as well as maximizing the
Just like
functionality of the Kinect.
Omedius, that game's for the
result,
family too.
A game that families
Mom, let's
and
play
friends
this
can
anime
enjoy together
game.
with the ability to not just play the game, but to be in the game and experience it. The development team and I love to surf and snowboard, so this was a project we were excited and inspired to work
Adrenaline
on.
Misfits. I think I've never heard of this game at all.
And play today. I want to briefly talk
Like, this is
about
one of those
the
rare
distinct
games where it's like I
characteristics that
completely
make Adrenaline Misfits
have
unique.
never heard of it in the
First,
slightest.
Intuitive gameplay. Anyone of any age can play this game. No need to memorize button combinations or look down at your controller. Anything you do in front of the Kinect will be translated through your Xbox 360 avatar or custom Adrenaline Misfits avatar on screen. Move your feet, arms, hands, and legs, and your character will do the same.
So somebody needs to put this
Adrenaline
speech
Misfits
for
allows
this
you to
next
feel
game,
like
but
you're
put it
in the
back for
game.
the other game.
Next is the game
This is
experience. Never before have
the
you
shoot
been
'em
able
up
to feel
game.
the rush of speed and the incredible control you have over your character through 8 fantasy-inspired worlds. This isn't just a racing game, it's a battle to the bottom. Explore and gain power-ups all over the course to increase your character's abilities and take out your opponents. Of course, getting to the bottom first is fun, but doing tricks and combos of aerial maneuvers as you race will boost your character's score, providing you the ability to crush your opponents. With such a variety of challenges, replayability is off the charts. Finally, there's game variety. As I mentioned,
You know what this
there are
feels
8
like?
fantasy worlds to choose from.
Really thinking of it now, like this feels like an old E3, like an E3 from like the early 2000s or like late 90s. There's still footage of those out there on the internet you can watch, and it's almost all exclusively like
Adrenaline
this.
Misfits offers so many variations of custom boards,
Like
power-ups,
I'm,
and competitions,
this really
you'll
puts
certainly
things in
find something for
perspective
everyone.
because when people say
So come on, get
E3s
off the couch and
back
experience
then,
the Adrenaline
like are
Misfits
now
rush
or
for
slow,
yourself.
they need to go back and watch this to really get some perspective because this is like the slowest conference I've ever seen. Like the amount of games shown is so slow. Like I take back what I said about the Microsoft Connect conference from this year because it's way better. They had flow at least. This is just going at a snail's pace, and they're revealing the games in like the worst way, where they're giving you these overly detailed stuff when it's not like a quick, compact info. Show the game off, go on next. Because they keep elaborating on it, it makes it hard. Like this dude elaborated on this whole game. This trailer makes it look even worse. It doesn't help his case. And like I said, never heard of this game. I don't know anyone who played this game. And why are they using the South Park font too? Like, there's so many other ways they could present this. It's not helping. Like, just show off the trailer, have the guy come out, explain some things, and then, boom, go. This thing's an hour and 40 minutes. I'm sure it could be way faster had they changed this up. Like, it's so slow. Is this on my end why it's not? It's kind of like
Hi
cropped?
everyone, my name is Naok Maeder, and
Okay,
I'm
it was.
the producer for Dance
Sorry if the
Festival
screen was a
Vision
little,
and Dance Masters.
wasn't all the
And
way.
this is Thomas Nagano, who is working with me on this project. Today we prepared an exciting announcement for you all.
Oh, come on now, just don't tease him. Let's get
Oh, this guy.
Konami is talking dancing to a full
This
new
guy
level.
looks like.
So wait, you're telling
Dude, I
me
just
that the
smoked a lot of weed.
Evolution?
Dance Evolution? No. We would be using a mat and more. We will dance with absolutely no controls. No longer
That
tied
sounds
down. Now you
that
can
sounds
move your
horrible.
body freely.
A Dance Dance
Rest
Revolution
assured.
game, like no pad, like that's the fun of the game.
I'm still a beginner in dancing. But
I'm gonna
because we
play
played
Guitar Hero
this
with
game,
no
we can
guitar.
kind of dance now.
Nah, I don't think so. There's nothing we can show everybody.
I know.
I
But
know a
in
guy
this
like
go,
that.
it's
That dude behind him, there's someone I know who's just exactly like this guy.
And show them all.
All right, Naoki, I guess so. There's the show, then explain. So we're gonna try this out, but don't expect us to be great.
Come on, what's that?
Dude, I'm so high.
Oh.
Dude.
What's that?
Wow, an
Green
actual
silhouette is where I pose, right?
demo. Wait, where's the Connect at?
these streaming arrows, I glide my hands along it, right?
Yes, yes, of course. Oh, very hot.
I love this conference. I take back everything I've said. This conference is amazing.
So that's where I put my hands and feet, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Come on, Jeff. You're messing up the things on the right. I see you getting off beat. Leave it to the pros on the left.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're not playing. They're just following the stuff on the screen. That's even worse. Because they're not even playing the game now. They're pretty much doing what some of these people on Twitch do, where they just watch YouTube videos and dance.
Sequence, I think you're able to see both of the players
Wow.
dancing real time on screen.
What?
So
You know,
everybody
wow.
can see our embarrassing dance. But we can
I have
also
to
see
go. I have to
ourselves
give
dancing on screen as
everything
well.
I said about the Microsoft
Good thing
conference
about
now.
this is that
It was so much better. Like, at least the dude on stage dancing with the Connect and Dance Central, he was actually dancing. He was getting down. These guys aren't even playing the game. They're just watching a video of the game.
Have them as your back dance.
Was it really that hard to get a Connect set up on the stage for like a live demo?
Very, very exercise.
It's a great workout.
Thank you very much. So this is real dancing. There's no mat, no controller. It's just your body. It's not just dancing. This is Dance Masters.
You're right. Anyone can dance to this. It's so easy to move your body or strike a pose to the markers on the screen.
Damn it, David.
Especially if you have no mat or controllers. It's more than just dancing.
Yeah, but that's not it.
It's not it? What else can there be, Naoki?
Oh, and in Dance Masters, you can dance to music from a variety of genres. Of course, popular dance tracks are included, but there are also Latin, African, hip-hop, pop, R&B.
Whoa, Nicky,
and trance,
you're telling
and
me
many,
I can
many
dance to
songs dance
pop
to.
and
So
rap?
you're saying that if anybody keeps playing this game, they can really master their dance moves, unlike us?
Of course, you
Alright.
can become the ultimate dance master. 私は、進化と革命がポリシーであり、常に、待ち望んでくれているお客様の思いに応え、エキサイティングにセンセーショナルなコンテンツを提供したいと考えとんねん。その第一弾がダンスマスターズだねん。
We are always trying to incorporate evolution and revolution in our games. And it is important to provide content that is exciting and sensational to all our fans.
So
and that
funny.
first game was
Why do you
Ultimate
laugh?
in Evolution is Dance Masters. Finally, if you have any questions, please come by the Konami booth and ask for Naoki after this. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'd go just be like, where'd you get those dance moves from? It's kind of bad like Konami did this because like Dance Central is a way better game. I've only played like one part of like the Michael Jackson Experience, which is pretty much the same game. But that game at least like I don't know, it seems like it's way better. Just because it's easier for people to actually learn the dances in that game compared to this. Like it seems like it'd be tough to actually like learn the dance numbers, because in that one Dance Central you have like the step by step where it shows you how to do the moves and it slows it down for you. This I don't even know. Like it seems like you have to like really be paying attention and
Thank you very much.
very odd choice.
And now for our next presentation.
Like I said, they shouldn't have released this because Dance Central came out and probably destroyed this game because I don't hear about Dance Masters. They should have just made a Dance Central Revolution game.
For everyone who just can't
with the
get
pad.
enough
That would have been
of the
better.
most celebrated show on television. Join America's favorite underdog.
Wait,
in
why'd they
Karaoke
edit it like
Revolution.
that?
Glee.
They were like, and it just cut out. Like imagine if someone was singing, they were like,
Hit songs with scenes directly from the show.
like, it'd be weird. Sorry if I blew out your speakers there.
Ready for Glee like you've never sung it before.
So Karaoke Revolution with Glee.
Hi everyone, my name is Christine Catley. I am the brand manager
Hi.
of the music category at Konami.
They need to
And
just start
I'm here to
every
share with
presentation
you all our
off with
next
that.
installment for Karaoke Revolution. proud to announce our 10th release of the franchise. This year.
Sorry if I'm messing around a lot in this watch, but I need something to keep me going because we've still got a long way to go. We're not even close to being done. So I gotta do something to make this like viable to watch.
Breaking records nationwide. The coined phrase, the rise of the underdog, is a complete understatement. Over 12 million Gleeks tune into the show every week to follow their favorite storylines.
I wish I didn't know.
This fall,
we're bringing you I don't think I've ever watched an episode of Glee, but I don't think I've ever heard anyone say Gleeks.
Harmonize, sing duets, or even enter an interactive scrapbook mode with themed unlockables. And
we're called the Glurks.
As you'll see at our booth, Karaoke Revolution Glee will truly test your singing ability through long.
Is someone really gonna be like singing this at like the booth?
You can check out Karaoke Revolution Glee this fall on the Nintendo Wii. And now, before I go,
that mic placement was bad because look, I just noticed like you can see in certain shots the because of the lights, the microphone on the stand, like you can see the shadow.
Let's check it out.
Yeah, right there, you can see it. Yeah. All right, well, that goes on the list. Okay. Like I said, I am writing down all of this stuff down.
Eyewitness News reporter Shiba Ravindran is live at the school where those talented students made their TV debut.
Hey, another
got a
weird aspect ratio change.
That's right, David and Leslie. You know, the Powerhouse
also,
Choir here at John Burroughs High School, one of the
quality
best show
here,
choirs
like,
in the country, and their videos on YouTube.
They couldn't get like a high quality version of it. Like I'm sure if you ask the broadcasters, they have HD feeds of this stuff. They could easily get it. I know by 2010 they were going HD. Looking at it like this with the audio hits too, it makes it seem like this was recorded in like 2006.
They received at the end of her show.
All the way from Burbank, California, please welcome the John Burroughs High School Show Choir, Powerhouse.
Powerhouse is a nationally recognized
and what
choir.
is like what's this segment needed?
To support the cast of the television show
it's
Glee.
really long
Members of
on
the cast
Glee. Like
surprised them
that
a few
trailer
weeks ago.
is all they needed for this. That's all they needed because it shows the game. It shows you see karaoke, you sing. It shows clips from the show, and that's it. That was a bad note. The first note, he was already off key. That was one of those things where they're singing in the aisles. Now it's an Ubisoft conference because they still do this. Well, this is a bad segment because none of these people are mic'd up and they have no mics on the stage. So they're not getting picked up. So pretty much it's like you had to be there because you're not going to hear this back choir. This really is an Ubisoft conference now. This is what Ubisoft does every show. They have the people either come out and dance or they have them sing. John Burroughs High School. Hey, remember when you guys were in like the internet for that terrible Konami conference? I'm sure it looked good for their school, but I don't know if I'd do it. I was in choir for high school. We actually had a trip to Disneyland. I didn't go. I wonder if I made that was a dumb decision not doing it. Back then, I thought it was pretty good. I was like, you know what? I'd rather just stay at home because I don't have to go to Disney with like the choir people. It was a free trip. I was like, I think it was only California Adventure too. And after finally going there, I think I made the right choice staying at home because California Adventure wasn't that good. Well, I forgot what happened the weekend of it was. This something like really important on or. I was happy my choir wasn't like this. We were actually singing some cool songs in choir. I wouldn't want to be like this choir where you're like dancing. Like the most we had to do was like to the beat of the song, which half the choir couldn't do because for some reason they didn't have any rhythm. Queen's just one of those bands that they should not be covered, really. Like, it's too hard to pull off. Like, there are some who can pull it, but it's you better be doing it right. Like, nah. Like certain bands, like it's like very hard to pull off. Like, I didn't mention it earlier, but yeah, they're not even playing the game because the voice and the singing isn't matching up at all. So pretty much this isn't even a showcase of the game because none of the stuff that they're actually doing is like it isn't really syncing up at all. So it makes this really baffling showing this because like they're not even playing the game. Like it's like the Ubisoft stuff. Like the people when they're doing Just Dance, they're not dancing to the game. The game's not even set up on there. No Napoleon Dynamite. Please stop hitting those notes. This is not giving me a reason to watch Glee. Barely any claps.
Please join us at our booth at 3 o'clock for a special encore performance.
Whew, what a segment. Well, I got to update some things.
So that's what I have to follow. I planned this whole routine, and it's just, I'm going to throw it out. Hi, everyone. My name is Mike.
All right.
I'm the
Got to
director
add to
of
the list
marketing
again.
for Hudson Entertainment. I'm happy to show you 4 titles that Hudson will be releasing this fall.
Okay, Hudson. Let's see what they had in 2010. I've been seeing like really a great Hudson title on another in a while. Remember, is this Beyblade? I have not heard the name Beyblade in a long time. Crazy that Beyblade was still getting made in 2010. I always count Beyblade as like a late, like maybe like 2006 or so. But I guess it was still popular at this point. New blades. New spells. I've never really seen Beyblade at all. I never got into it. This was past that point because I think really the last like kind of thing like this that I really like watched was like Yu-Gi-Oh. I was real big in Pokemon, and I got real big in Yu-Gi-Oh. But after that, I wasn't like in really big onto like this kind of stuff.
Beyblade is back and hotter than ever. Following the release of the cartoon series this summer on the Cartoon Network, Hudson will be releasing the game on Wii and the DS this fall. The cartoon has already launched in Canada and has been the highest-rated cartoon.
Seems like the newest one of these is like Yokai Watch
the Wii
now.
and DS versions of the game will keep the same
Like a kind of similar
the actual top
style
battles.
thing.
As in any sport, you have to beat the best to be the best.
Well, I'm
Customize
sure
your
Yokai
Beyblades
Watch
for
is a good
competition
game
and
because
choose
it's made by
special
Level
tactical
5,
feature
so
opponents.
I'm sure it's
With
probably
interconnectivity
excellent.
between the Wii and DS, you can unlock further Beyblades to compete with. Beyblade Metal Fusion will be available on the Wii and DS this holiday season. Please come downstairs and start training today.
Wait, look at those empty chairs. Do people like legit leave? I have to check that now. I think people left because I don't remember seeing those empty chairs there. They might have actually taken that dude's comment of exit right in this section. Serious. They might have left it. Like maybe the 99 Nights performance of those dudes dancing. By the end, it's going to be like 5 people in the audience. Like, we had enough of this show. And here we go. This is more stuff on the Wii that no one bought. This is what really ruined the Wii's reputation, is like these kind of games with the shovelware game that no one bought.
Sports series has been an enormous success for Hudson. A true example
Like,
of
Hudson.
Making straightforward, fun games
You,
that families and friends can play together.
God, you're such a good company a long time ago. Like, it's a shame to see him making these kind of games. But I'm sure all the people that made Hudson great had left at this point.
Deca Sports 3 improves on past versions with more sports online, and most importantly, though, every sport in the game supports Wii Motion Plus.
See, like, if I was wanting to get a Wii Motion Plus game, I'd get Wii Sports Resort. That's probably the best showcase for that game.
Our next title truly encourages everybody to move their body. Here's a brief look at it.
Just Dance. Wait, what? It's the same game. What's the difference? Oh, I guess this is more sports now. This does not look good. Really, Wii Sports was the definitive like sports game on the Wii. Like, they started the system out with an already like great game. So oh no, this is for the Kinect. But okay, excuse me, I was getting confused for a second. But as I was saying, like, yeah, this still kind of relates to the Wii, but Wii Sports really was the best showcase for these sports games. And any other company that tried to do something like it never worked out for them. They didn't have that quality that Nintendo puts into it.
I'm very proud to introduce you to Deca Sports Freedom. Deca Sports is known for
And also, this game doesn't look good. Like, it seems weird with the bow stuff. Like,
to a wider audience such as Kinect.
Like, PlayStation Move seems like way more intuitive than that. At least with that, you're like pulling back and you have something physical, so you're kind of using with your index finger when you're letting go of the button. Kind of the same thing as like a bow. This just feels weird when you're putting your hands back
Make sure to
like
stretch
this.
before trying them out.
Like,
here's a trailer of our final title.
I don't know. That's the thing with Kinect games. It's always weird when you're doing like physical stuff. Like, it'd feel weird playing tennis with just your hands and nothing. Like, give me like a controller for that. Okay, this looks kind of cool though. Like, what actually was this? Like, this actually looks real dope. Like, cool trailer. I'm liking like the music for it right here, and like the concept itself seems really interesting, and I'm sure like the puzzles on it are pretty intuitive. Now I'm intrigued. Like, what is the name of this game? I feel like I kind of know it, but Lost in Shadow.
If you ever played the game of Shadow Tag as a child, you will immediately understand this game. The action of the title
That game kind of looks pretty alright. Like, it looks kind of cool.
Lost in Shadow combines platform adventure of old with graphics never before seen on the Wii. The protagonist of the story is the shadow of a boy who has been separated from his body. The shadow's main goal is to reunite with his physical form. A massive tower and the land around it stands in the shadow's way. To make matters worse, a shadow mask has placed itself in the heart of the tower.
Yeah, it was a Wii game.
The souls that lie inside. All is not lost as the boy's shadow is armed with various swords to fight the masked and shadows that mean him harm. A A flying fairy called Spangle also accompanies the boy's shadow and can manipulate the light, opening new paths and areas for the shadow to travel through.
My God.
Lost in Shadow will be available
I may eventually pick this up. I'm kind of liking some stuff with that.
To hear someone from marketing speak to you. As luck would have it, the producer of each one of the games I presented are in the Konami booth this week. Please feel free to ask them the hard questions that marketing never answers. And now for our next presentation.
You know, that's probably Lost in Shadow is probably the best game I've seen here right now, excluding like Silent Hill and Rising and Peace Walk, which I'm sure. Oh, here's Silent Hill.
Glad to have you all here today to share with us
here's
the
another
official
part that's
announcement
also
for the
funny.
next
The dude on the left.
I'm Devin Chatsky,
No,
producer
it's the
of
dude
game,
right here
and I'm joined
talking.
here today by
He
Brian
gives
Gomez,
this like
design
stare.
director at Vatra Games, the development studio attached to the project.
Oh, it's another
As you all know,
highlight
Silent Hill has
of
been
the
a
stream.
premier franchise for Konami for the past decade, since its debut back in 1999.
This is
on the original PlayStation.
Downpour.
Since then,
remember
we've
this
seen
Silent Hill
Silent Hill
game
take
wasn't
many different
too
approaches to
great.
game design, visual presentation, mechanics, and most importantly, the frightening nature of the game that has contributed to its longevity. We want to share more about the next Silent Hill with all of you, and I'll let Brian give you a quick glimpse into how we plan to make
they
the
never
next
got
Silent
to that
Hill
point. After
unlike all
3,
others before
that was really it
while
for me.
pushing the envelope of
Like,
what Silent Hill has been known for.
if you just play Silent Hill 1, 2, and 3, that's a
Silent
perfect
Hill
trilogy.
Help shape what horror games
Like,
are meant
just
to be. So
all
we're
3 of those
borrowing
games are
influences
great.
From what the successfully
Here
executed
we
in
go.
the past, the disturbing creatures, the mind-boggling and mind-bending
Dude just stared him
psychology
down.
that transports players to an alternative nightmare world.
Staring him
And in
down
the process,
hard.
evolving our core combat in a logical direction, as opposed to just increasing it as we did in Homecoming, or removing it altogether as in Shattered Memories. But most importantly, we're staying true to the key elements of terror and that feeling of helplessness and dread that drench you in this atmospheric experience that is Silent Hill. So now, we're proud to present a glimpse of what's to come for the next Silent Hill, coming to Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3.
Why is that guy so close to him? Just staring into him so hard. Like, why is he like... And that dude, like, it's... Like, give him some distance, man. Oh. This conference is still funny. Like, this conference still has some great moments to it. Like, that 12-minute video is probably the best way to watch it, because you just get the best parts of it. You get you get the dude explaining the shmup game with it being turned out to be the real anime game, and the dancing. Like, you get all the best moments condensed. You don't have to watch the Glee part or any of the other stuff. You just get the best. This is like the torture version of it, because it's sitting through the whole thing, and we still got some ways to go. Yeah, getting back before that dude was staring real hard into that other dude. Like, I don't know, Silent Hill 1, 2, 3 are really like perfect just survival horror games. Like, Downpour has some cool parts to it, and Silent Hill 4 has some alright parts, but I don't know, just I feel once 3, that's when like a lot of the main people kind of left, and it wasn't really the same.
First time visitor, huh?
That's why I was so mad when Silent Hills got canceled, because that looked really like it was gonna be the true return to like what made Silent Hill so awesome. And PT is probably still to this day the one game that is still scary to play, because it's still so unpredictable. You never really know when that girl's gonna show up, and it's still just very creepy. Like, it's I don't know what they did, but that game still works, and it's a shame we're never gonna see what it would have been, because I'm sure it probably would have been extremely nuts. And it's really what makes me sad about it, because like what it could have been, and so many other Konami franchises. Like, I'm sure at this point a new Castlevania game wouldn't probably be as well, but since Bloodstained came out, we kind of have that. We have a classic style Castlevania game. But so, I don't know. I really don't like Konami. I would hope at one point they come back and like they start producing some really good games, but I don't really see it. A lot of the main studio heads who are making like these great games are kind of gone, and they're not really focused on the video game market really at this point anymore. They're more focused on like kind of other markets where they know, okay, we'll make more money this way than gaming, which is a shame. Like when they made Metal Gear 3 on the pachinko machine, like it was a shame because it was on the Fox engine. It looked great. Like they could have remade the game completely in the Fox engine, and I would have been extremely sold on it. But making it a pachinko only thing was a bizarre choice on their part, and I really don't understand it in the slightest. Remember there were some cool monster designs in this game too. What wasn't the same as some of the old ones, but there's still some cool stuff in there. Welcome to Silent Hill. This really makes me want to play Silent Hill 2 again. It's been, God, I can't even recall how long it's been since I played that game. But I really want to give that one a play again. That one still holds up too. Like, that's a game I still would recommend people to play.
So as you guys can see, we have plenty of surprises waiting in the shadows for this next Silent Hill.
Speaking of in the shadows, that guy's gonna stare you down in the shadows.
From our new composer Dan Licht, who you may recognize from the hit Showtime series Dexter, as well as his work on the Hellraiser and Children of the Corn series.
They should have just got.
Music is just one of the ways we're moving forward towards unleashing the most immersive.
Moving forward,
in the series so far.
That is offensive right there. The composer for the Silent Hill, the previous Silent Hill games, did a fantastic job of building like ambiance, building scares, and making music that really fit the tone and the mood. And just by him saying, "Oh, we are moving forward," like something about that statement just does not sit right with me because it makes it seem like, oh, you know, that it wasn't that good. We know we can do it better now.
Are you okay? I'm good.
Like.
How are everybody?
Oh, and David's back.
It's great for me to
I love this guy.
See you all and present our title for you. I am Shinta Nojiri from Konami, Japan.
Why does his neck look all huge? Dude got giraffe neck.
Yes, please see our trailer, please.
The mic didn't meet the mic fast enough. Had that hot mic.
I ever tell you what happened in France?
Can we just get there without hearing another funny story?
I couldn't believe it.
Here we go.
They mistook me for that fat king, Louis XVI.
Remember I saw a playthrough of this game. I never played it myself.
Great.
I actually thought there were some alright things with this game.
Wear gorgeous clothes and drink with the king.
I almost bought it one of these days and I put it back.
Funny.
I'm not sure if I ever should get it. I kind of want to, but I'm unsure.
And then what the hell do you think Louis XVI said? That's really, really funny.
We're almost there. I recommend you quit that funny story.
You know, the guillotine isn't just about getting hurt. It's that sense of anticipation.
Come on! You think that's funny? Stop playing around like that.
My story was just getting interesting, too.
Ever dead. A lot of Konami games.
Did you see my right arm around here?
It's like a different time.
Thank you.
There's
This
David.
is never dead. I Yes, as you were seeing in the trailer, this new IP by Konami is now developed by.
I really did some pretty alright stuff with the heads. Like when we were saying, like there were some puzzles and different kind of combat situations you could do with, like where you can like put the head on enemies, or you can like throw it as like a bomb or like a bowling
please
ball.
introduce yourself.
Hi everybody. My name is Thomas Nagano, and I work with the development team as PR from Japan. So as you guys were able to see in the trailer, Bryce, our hero,
I don't know where I got the name David
from during gameplay. But it's all right though, because he can pick up his body parts and limbs and
hey Tommy,
just
are you
recover
okay?
with don't
What's wrong with you? Oh. Hey, Tommy, what are you doing? It's strictly confidential that we have a real model for this title. Put it back. Put it back. Put it back. Put it back.
So dumb. It's so dumb.
Please keep this secret,
Ooh.
even if you have any friend working for press. And hey, Tommy, you have some announcement for this title.
Yeah, got my head back in place.
Tommy,
sorry. So if you guys have any interest or questions about Never Dead, please feel free to ask me, the USPR team, or for Shinta at the Konami booth. Also, we want to say thank you very much for coming today. I hope you have a great rest of E3. And also, oh yeah, don't forget to check our website or Facebook page.
I would have got to E3 just to been like, hey, your head's back.
Thank you all for coming today. And now for our next
nice dancing on that stage. I love how fake it was. Okay, that guy was probably one of the best parts of this show. Oh, my head. Okay, now we're getting to something good from this show. Finally, something that's like, okay, I can enjoy this. This is the same trailer from Microsoft. Is like, hey, I can still enjoy it. I'm always down with what Kojima's got to show. Even if it's the same trailer again, it's still a pretty good trailer. Still laughing at that that dumb head thing. You know, this conference is really bad and embarrassing, but I'm kind of liking it. And it's so bad it's good. Like it's slow, it's boring, it's bad, but I don't know, it's keeping my interest because I haven't stopped it. I'm still going. Zendatsu. Now I don't know. There's a lot of bad ones. Like I think that Ubisoft one with James Cameron would be bad to watch, and the Activision Jamie Kennedy conference, which I don't think even exists anymore. I think they've wiped footage of that. That one is also very bad. Rising. This is probably the last of like the truly just like weird ones where it's like, what were they thinking? Cut anything. Like I said, the Microsoft conference still a cool trailer, really good game. Highly recommend it. Love to play it again. This which was on PS4, or it just means I gotta hook my PS3 back up and play it again, which I'd gladly do.
Hello everyone. 今日は、日本語で失礼します。
I'm sorry, I'll do the presentation in Japanese today.
小島監督から、MGS のバトンを渡されました。
As someone might have saw, Mr. Kojima has passed me the torch for this project.
プロデューサーの、重信 松山と、ディレクターの、峰志木村です。
So I am the producer Shigenobu Matsuyama, and beside me is the director Mineshi Kimura.
Did a good job on this game. Like he handed it off to some good people because I think the final product of this game was good, and it turned out way more than I expected. Because like I said, I was kind of apprehensive at first. I was like, it's kind of weird seeing this style of game, and like, will a full game with Raiden really work? But they pulled it off.
In the trailer, you saw the concept word Zandatsu.
この言葉は、ライジングのために作った、コンセプト、造語です。
Going back to what I said, I think in the Sony conference, like it's a gamble. Like easily a game. Okay, we're making a Metal Gear game exclusively about Raiden, and it's going to be all combat heavy, unlike anything else in the Metal Gear series. Could easily bring a lot of like fear in people if they heard that, but making the gamble to make it the action game and pulling it off and executing it in the right way with the right team worked out very well for them in the end.
What he pulled out.
So that was the case where that gamble paid off. So I'd love to do something like that again. I love Rising too, but I feel it wouldn't be the same. Without Kojima, without the people really who are working on this, like I don't know. I know a lot of Kojima's team went with him to Koji Pro, so I don't know.
So you could take from
what
a
happened.
cyborg or a mech
life や、先ほどのエネルギ
ー life or energy parts
あと、そうですね、武器
ammunition
アイテム
items
で、時には情報なんかも奪います。
and at times you could even take information.
このようにしてゲームを進めていくわけですが、他の、これまでの斬撃ゲームと、違う点として
This is kind of how you proceed in the game, but what's so different about other action games is
さまざまな、奪う目的に応じて、戦略を考え
You have to really strategize what you take.
正確に狙いを定めて切る
And you have to really aim an angle where you want to cut.
他の、刀の打撃ゲームにはない、一歩踏み込んだゲーム性となっています。
So it's a little bit one step further than the normal, sword action games in the market today.
はじめまして、ディレクターの木村です。私の方からもう少し、ゲームの詳細についてお話しさせていただきたいと思います。
Nice to meet you. I'm Kimura, the director, and I would like to explain a little bit more of the inside of the game.
はい、今紹介になりました、残奪というゲームコンセプト、これを実現
Hey,
す
don't
るにあた
cough.
って、
It's gonna go over the internet. You wouldn't want to make a fool of yourself live over the air now, would you?
The team made a kind of a concept internally of cut at will in order to achieve the Zandatsu concept.
トレーラーでも分かりますように、どのような位置でも、自由な角度で、切る、狙って切るということが可能になります。
So as you saw in the trailer, you could actually cut wherever you want and also at an angle that you aim.
あくまで自由に切ることもできますし、あるいは、スイカ切りトレーラーの中でやっていたように、どこまでも正確に詳細に狙って切るということも可能です。
Well, you could cut anywhere you want and destroy, but as you saw in the trailer, the watermelon part, you could actually aim how much you want to cut as well.
あるいは、殺すために切る。
Okay, I need to add to the list.
殺さないように切るということもできます。
And that leaves you the freedom.
I like what they're talking about.
Kill
Like,
your opponent, or you could cut without killing your opponent.
See, this is kind of a boring segment because
that's what I mean when you have.
I think it's more just because,
and it's really up to
like,
the player
I know about
how
the
you cut.
game. Of course, looking back on it now, it's like, I kind of know what they're talking about. It's cool hearing the stuff like, okay, you can cut the watermelon and how the blade works and the combat and how it differentiates from other games, at least action games at this point in time. But I don't know, it's just kind of dry.
We're working on
the
control
presenting
part and how it
aspect of
works, but I assure you that when you get used to this system, I want to make it so that.
But I think
you'll
this was
have
still
fun
really
just
early in
cutting and
development
cutting.
because I think had they like showed like footage of it in the background or had something going on to, like, to showcase it, it'd work real well.
Now let me talk about the stealth and action in the game. Of course, MGS Rising will have
But you know they're going to
stealth
spend
elements.
the time on this one though, because this is going to be their big money maker. This is kind of the game that they know is going to make them the most money out of this presentation.
But it's not like the stealth that you experienced in the past MGS series before. I'm going to utilize Raiden's ability and have a little bit more speed up stealth.
ですので、スネークのように、腰痛にも悩ませる必要はありません。
So you don't have to worry about back problems like Snake had in the past.
はい、そしてさらに、サイボーグと
Snake had back problems.
身体能力、機動
It's a
力
big,
というのを
big
生か
thing
し
with
て
that series.
より高さを生かしたようなステルスにも。
Listen, we don't want Raiden just getting bending over. She mustn't up his back.
Because of Raiden's ability, of his acrobatic abilities.
ですので、スネークのように、地面に這いつくばってこう、こそこそ隠れる必要はありません。
So again, you don't have to kind of do that, you know, hiding on the ground like the old hero that we had.
Why are they thinking of it like it's like a bad thing? We don't want the old thing of sneaking on the ground. We want something new. You know, sneaking on the ground is just so old. No one does that anymore.
So, making it fast and with height and speed with Raiden's ability, I want to make this stealth a little different, almost like a hunting stealth.
But it does make sense at least for this game, though. Like, speaking of it, kind of like the stealth from the last games were kind of bad. But at least for this game, you did have to change. They did have to change up how it works, since it's a way different style of play and
so for
how
the
it
action
moves
part,
and
no need to
controls.
explain. He'll use his blade, of course, but he will also have his sub weapons as well.
そうですね。で、MGS4 で見せたようなデモで見せたような華麗なライデンのアクションゲームというものを目指しています。
And what I'm trying to achieve is, I think you saw the trailer of MGS4 where Raiden appeared and did his great moves. I'm trying to achieve that kind of speed action.
最後に、ストーリーの話をちょっとしようと思います。
Lastly, I gotta tell a little bit about the story.
ライジングは、MGS2 と、MGS4 の、間の、話となります。
So, the story will be between MGS2 and MGS4.
あと、トレーラーでちょっとライデンが変な、様子に感じた方も、いらっしゃると思いますが。
And I think you kind of felt awkward watching Raiden in the trailer, actually.
あれはどうなってしまったのかというところと、あと最後に、どのように MGS4 のライデンになっていったかと、この辺を描いていきます。
Why did he become Raiden, as you saw in the trailer today? And I would like to draw up to the Raiden that we all know in MGS4.
はい。ストーリーの話は、今日は、これぐらいしか、しゃべれないんですけども。
Well, I won't talk anymore about the story because I'm not allowed at this moment today.
とにかくですね、メタルギアソリッドライジングは、これまでにない、刀のアクションゲームになります。
This is really slow.
MGS Rising, I will assure it will be something different, totally new experience that you'll have with the sword.
Okay. Even though this is probably the best game of the show they've showed, at least the one that I've played, this is probably the one game I actually have played.
The actual stealthness
like this in Silent Hill
katana,
Downpour, but like, this is a great game, and this presentation really hurts it because it's it's just
and the strength, not even
it's really slow.
Losing to a gun.
そしてその恐ろしさを表現していきます。
And I want to express the fear or the power you have with this blade.
Like the insight's fine, but the way they present it is what hurts.
やっぱり主人公のライデンの魅力をさらなる向上を実現する作品にしていきます。
And what I want to do is raise the popularity of Raiden even more in this next game.
Well, that part was true. I'd say Raiden got some more respect in this game compared to Metal Gear 2, because he was after Metal Gear 2, Raiden was kind of a big joke. People really didn't take his character seriously and really weren't like considered like people were out there like Raiden fans. I personally didn't have like an issue with Raiden, but he wasn't like a favorite of mine. But definitely helped with.
You too shall be my puppet.
I always wanted to play this and I never got to. I wonder if it's even still available out there, or if it's like been delisted. Remember that like there's a multiplayer mode you could like play through the entirety of Castlevania 1 in like one whole map. Like this game looked so cool and I never got it. A port of this would be really great, but they're not going to do that.
Hello everyone, it's been a while. My name is Iga.
Hey!
Thank you.
He just released this game 2 days ago.
メタルギアの後にちょっと失礼させていただきますが、ちょっと休憩した気分で、ちょっと懐かしい
At least Igarashi's still doing this thing.
Metal Gear Solid Rising looked amazing, didn't it? Just wanted to give you guys a short break and present to you a new 2D classic video game.
Words I love to hear. The 2D classic video game. It's like, all right, you got my interest.
This title was introduced as one of the Summer of Arcade titles from Microsoft, and I believe some of you have seen it already on our booth.
今回のキャッスルバニアはですね、シリーズ初のマルチアクションです。
This will be the first multiplayer action game for the Castlevania franchise.
しかしですけれども、このゲームのコンセプトはマルチだけではありません。キャッスルバニアの超美麗なドット
I really wish I had.
ハイデフの画面にこう並べたらこう
I should have got this game. Looking back at it now, honestly, I should have
The
just bought
multiplayer
it.
is not the only new feature of this game.
I should have
Another key
taken the
concept
hit.
of the game is the dot art. I wondered how to look if I could pave the entire HD screen with beautiful Castlevania dot art. That's how I came up with the concept.
このハイデフの画面にいっぱいに広がるですね、この魂を一点一点魂を込めたドットなんですけれども、単純計算で背景だけなんですけど1面あたり1000万ドット以上です。通りです。素晴らしい画面が出来上がるというわけですね。
The entire HD screen is filled with over 10 million dots per screen. That's why it looks so amazing.
このゲームの説明に入りますけれども、ゲーム的にはですね、探索ベースの面クリア型となります。ただですね、この広大なマップがすべてつながっております。簡単に言うと、こう部屋を無視してこう襲ってくる敵だったりとか、部屋を無視してこの追っかけてくる敵だったりとかいますので、新しい戦略が必要となってきます。
The gameplay is a familiar exploration-based level clearing that you guys are all used to, but the different areas on the map also connect. So enemies can actually follow you from other screens, which adds a new element to gameplay for this franchise.
Yeah, that was a cool thing about it. That was probably the one like selling point when I'd seen the footage of it. I was like, it's just kind of cool seeing like the whole game just in one whole map with no transition.
This is the first multiplayer game for the franchise. You can play in co-op mode or also survival mode, which is basically you can fight against other players.
今回ですね、登場するキャラクターはですね、個性的な5名を用意しています。
Konami's not doing anything with Castlevania right now.
Currently, there will be 5 playable characters.
There hasn't been a Castlevania game
you've seen in the trailer. We might add more if the game sells
long time.
もしかしたらですね、ステージも増えるかもしれません。これはお客様次第です。
We might add more stages, but again, that all depends on you guys.
皆さんいっぱいアピールしてあげてください。
So please help promote this game.
というわけで、キャッスルバニアハーモニー・オブ・ディスペア、2D ゲームの新しい遊びを提供する作品としてご紹介しました。会場にありますので、まだ遊んでない方はぜひ遊んでいってみてください。
So Castlevania Harmony of Despair will bring new 2D gameplay to all of you. I hope you enjoy and go to our booth and play it when you can.
でも皆さん、キャッスルバニアというこの IP はですね、2D だけやってればいいというわけではないですよね。
We all know Castlevania IP can't just stay on 2D forever, right?
このフランチャイズを盛り上げるために、デイブとマーキュリースティームがやってくれました。
And Dave Cox and Mercury Steam have done a great job on another Castlevania title.
もう皆さんはもう知っているタイトルですけど。
You probably all know which title I'm talking about, right?
では紹介します。
I know which one this is. The 3D one that
Thank you very
came out
much.
a
I'd
while
like to
ago.
now pass it over to Mr. David Cox, the producer of Castlevania Lords of Shadow.
Yeah, Lords of Shadow. Never played this game, sadly. So.
Good afternoon. My name is Dave Cox, and I'm the producer.
Wanted to give it a try, but
Shadow.
I never got down to playing it.
I'm excited to be with you here for this year's E3 show. You know, in days of old, storytellers would huddle around the campfire, reciting deeds and favourite tales to those eagerly assembled, and each storyteller would give their own unique spin on the tried and trusted crowd pleasers. This is kind of what we're doing. We're showing a different interpretation of the story and the world, and giving it our own unique spin. Enric Alvarez and his team at Mercury Steam have been creating something worthy of the Castlevania heritage over there in Madrid, in Spain. This game is going to be a thrilling entry into the pantheon of the mythology for fans and newcomers alike. This game pays respect and homage to a series that is over 25 years old, often copied but never equaled. It's really thrilling to be able to show you a brand new cinematic trailer for the game, which further highlights the epic story of Gabriel Belmont and introduces some new characters and story details that we hope will whet your appetite for things to come later in the year. Myself and everyone working on the game at Konami, Mercury Steam, and our friends at Kojima Productions are very proud of this new Castlevania.
Oh yeah, I forgot Kojima Productions had some work into this game.
Really urge you to get a hands
I forgot what aspect they like had their hand in, but
will give you a short introduction to the combat element of the game.
Forgot all about it.
And I hope a taster of what is to come on PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 later this fall.
I actually did have some interest in this game. I did like at least what I had seen from it, and I did see like a bit of a playthrough somebody was doing of it back then. But I ended up, I don't know, I never bought it. There were a lot of games back then where I had an interest in it, but I just didn't have the money to pick it up or ever like rent it. Oh, sorry. Maybe one of these days I'll go back to this game. Like my backlog is looking bad. Like my gaming backlog of games I own is bad, but the backlog of games I want to buy to play is even worse. It goes back all the way to like 1985. It's a lot of NES games I still gotta play, and Super and so on.
These are dark times. Times without hope.
Soon, the destiny of every living being will be in the
Dobakin, and there be no stabbing, never die.
The power of the Lords of Shadow is the key.
You think you can bring someone back from the dead, don't you? Someone you love.
There's that violin everybody loves.
Die, Belmont!
I guess this is gonna be more like a cinematic trailer. Like I kind of like to see what the gameplay was for this game. I've kind of forgotten how it played a bit. I remember it was kind of like a God of War in ways, kind of how it played. But it's been a while. Robert Carlyle as Gabriel. And it was Patrick Stewart. I was going to say, that guy sounds a lot like Patrick Stewart. It's like, it was. It's kind of crazy they got Patrick Stewart for this game. And Jason Isaacs. Alexander Nick.
A force so powerful that all reason becomes blind to it. Poor Carmilla. You will cry bloody tears before this night has ended.
Yeah, it was Patrick Stewart. I should have said so. I was going to like, it sounds like Patrick Stewart.
If you play.
Troy Baker as every role in this game. Nolan North as every other role in this game. I think this is before Troy Baker was like getting every role.
Can it really bring the dead?
He probably is in this game. I wouldn't be surprised.
You are betrayed.
Because there's always like those monster voices and like random people voices. So they usually get them sometimes. No, it is God of War. You're gonna climb up Gaia. You're gonna fight her. You're gonna go inside of her and break her heart. I wonder where you're gonna stab her at. Orange chat.
You do realize it's a trap.
I know, but still, I must go.
Kind of a long trailer for that game, especially that it didn't even show like full-on gameplay. But you know, now it makes sense that it's part Kojima Productions cooperation. Cause you see how long that trailer is? That's like a standard Kojima project.
Thank you.
I'm sure that Death Stranding trailer at E3 is gonna be like 20 minutes.
Now I'd like to bring back to the stage President of Konami Digital Entertainment America, Mr. Shinji Hirano. Thank you.
He's gonna walk in from the audience.
Thank you, David. So before we wrap up, just one more note. You may have heard the news, but I'm happy to confirm that Konami also have a 5 core franchise title currently planning for Nintendo 3DS. Pro Evolution Soccer, Contra, Frogger, Baseball, and of course Metal Gear Solid. We will have more announcements coming soon, so stay tuned. Okay, that concludes our E3 press conference. Thank you all for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed the presentation. Thank you.
Oh my god, I can't believe I actually finished it. I was hesitant that it was actually gonna I was actually gonna be able to finish all of it. Wow. Whew. Well, that was the Konami E3 2010 press conference. So you might notice I was looking at my phone a lot, but I was making notes of certain things in this conference. So I put here are the Konami mistakes. In terms of production mistakes, where somebody in the back made a mistake or the production itself had a lot of issues, I noted 6 mistakes. This is like stuff I was paying attention to. There might have been a few more, but I noticed 6. I know in the beginning, messing up the video, having the title come in way early, having it be a different title altogether, and a lot of other things. There were 2 presenter mistakes that a presenter made. There were 5 embarrassing moments. There are probably way more, but I think I was like fine enough to watch it. But there were a few moments in there that were a little like, it's like, let's go. In terms of the longest, I have 8 overly long segments where segments just go on way too long, way longer than they need to be. So whether it be like they're talking about a game or they're just going on a certain thing over and over. So you know the Rising section where it went on for like 10 minutes talking about all the concepts there, which got very, very boring very fast. Or you have like the Lucha Libre part, which went on way longer than needed to be. Like they didn't need the weigh-in and all that. And then the last one I have is a 5 moments of please clap, where someone on stage says something and they know or have it written down that somebody in the audience is going to clap and nothing happens. So they have to kind of motion towards a clap and it doesn't happen. So these are kind of the notes I took during it. That's the end of it. Overall review of the Konami conference. I don't really know what to say. The video, I think the 12-minute video makes it seem way worse in comparison. Like, it makes it seem like the whole conference is bad, which it's not a good conference, really. There are, like, a few moments that are kind of worthwhile, that are kind of funny. Like, any moment with Thomas, those are probably the best moments. The moment with Tak Fuji was great. And that's probably about it. Everything else is just really boring. Like, it's kind of just amazing that it came together at all. Like, it seems like the story behind the production is way more interesting than the show itself. Like what happened? Like, how much time do they have to rehearse any of that? And it's just kind of crazy to see. Like, I couldn't imagine a Konami conference nowadays. Like, they don't have really games, and it's just kind of crazy to see like how much like a few years makes, because now they're barely at E3. They don't really have a lot of stuff to really show off, and at this point, they're almost not even a game studio. Like, it's very rare you see a Konami title come out. So I don't know. Yeah, this conference was a lot to get through. Long, very long, very awkward at times, but also very funny. I kind of enjoyed watching this one. Will I watch it again in the future? Probably not. I'll probably watch the condensed version or watch the full one with a friend or a group of people, which would probably be a better environment to watch it in than watching it solo. But I kind of enjoyed myself from most of it. I'd say the beginning and the middle were the best. Near the end, it kind of drags and it's not as funny anymore because it's just more like just straight talking. But yeah, I certainly do not miss these kind of E3s. So that's going to conclude the pre-3 watch. This is actually the end of it for this year. I'm going to have the predictions video coming next. It's going to be the end of the pre-3 Extravaganza series, and then we're going to go right into E3 2018 with reactions on every conference, with recaps and reviews and so on and so forth. So there's still a lot left for E3 this year. And I will confirm it now. I will be doing the same thing I did for E3 2019. So expect next year I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to watch an old E3 conference and kind of just to watch it back, see what stuff was shown, and see whether the gamble paid off. I don't know which one's going to be. At this point, it could be E3 2011. It could be E3 2013, which would be a really fun one because that's when the PS4 first got shown, when the Xbox One got shown. So I don't know. I've got a full year until it happens, so I'll be thinking about that all year long. So yeah, that's going to be it for me here. I hope you enjoyed watching the Konami press conference with me. I had fun for some degree and got very sleepy at some parts, but yeah, it was certainly something. It was certainly a conference. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Bye.